Hey, welcome back and welcome front, my friends. In today's video, we're going to go over how to build this dude. And he is a Fossilizer combiner consisting of the factions of the Autobots, Maximals, and also like Wreckers, and basically good guy Fossilizer. And I had been planning on doing something like this before. Let me give you a quick 360. I don't have my spinny Lazy Susan and stuff like that. And he cleans up pretty nice. And I had done one of these before, but it was before Spindle and Masterdominus had been released. And if I did my edits right, you'll see the previous one right now. But yeah, as I was thinking about building this, I saw a comment in the Magmatron build. You know what? I'm going to start taking them apart slowly, okay? I saw a comment in the Magmatron tutorial from a individual by the name of Realm DM. I think that's your name. And I apologize if I messed that up. Right here, this is the comment. Right here, mid-realm DM, I believe. Yeah. And so homie had actually suggested something very similar. He had not mentioned the presence of Transmutate, but all the other ones, you know, we have Wing, Spindle, Master D, who else? Tricranius. And so, yeah, and I was like, hey, you know what? The stars are kind of aligning, so let me build this, and also I'll give you credit over here. And so hopefully I did all my editing right, and you see all of that, okay? Cool. So I'm going to start going backwards in terms of like how to build this and also talk about some of this. The legs are very, very stable. They will hold their position very well. They will hold their position very well. And as you can see, the way that it's built is this is a key piece. This is the tail, the back part of the what is it? The spindle tail, and it's sandwiched between the thighs. Spindle does have some loosey bits about him, and so anything that was like, I had to crack open the legs actually to put some pieces of paper in there and sandwich, just so that even the spinny part of the thigh was a little bit more solid. And then you can see that this has been plugged in. Bah. Oh, I had a little piece of paper there as well. Because yeah, I guess this was a loose fit. Yeah, it's not too bad, but it's still a little bit loosey, but whatever. I think we could do without it. What's really cool is that like even though this is Masterdominus and this is Spindle, like there's this kind of synchronicity between like the yellow spine, you know, and so that's why I started kind of putting these guys together. The forefront of the toe, that is going to be that tail bit, you know what I'm talking about, right? The bulbous tail for the Arachnite or Masterdominus figure. And we have that plugged into the bottom right there. And we've swung it to the back. And we've just plugged in one of the Wingfinger thighs, as you can see right over here. Added the tail up here. And that's going to be the main heel stabilizer. But the secondary heel stabilizers, you can see, are going to be plugged into the side of the Masterdominus body, and those are just the legs of Spindle. And so now you have 1 point, 2 point, 3 points, 4 points, basically helping to hold that all down. You saw it earlier though, but yeah, this leg will hold up the build very well. It doesn't have a forward bend. I mean, I suppose if I try to finagle that a little bit, but it's just not worth it to me. And so yeah, it's more of a posable statue than anything. So you do the same with the other side, but we're using Tricranius here, and then we're using Transmtuate. Sorry, dude, it's early in the morning right now. I'm just like, but you do everything exactly the same. And in terms of the build, you can see that I've done my best to keep everything very symmetric in terms of the colors. There's one portion where I did not, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But yeah, and so there's some really cool things about the synchronicity that I'll share in a second. Even the build synchronicity, like the parts coming together, like this over here, this is really cool. You see, this is the spindle, the face of the dinosaur, and then we have that spine right here. And this is the Masterdominus face with the crest on the front. And when you plug that in, there is an open space on the jaw that has room for that spine. And I feel that is very deliberate because these guys were developed at the same time, you know. And we have this really, really cool like waist crest. And I think that is phenomenal. So, okay. We are going to pull off the arms. And then I will show you those in a second. The most complicated part probably is the torso. It was also the most fun as well. In terms of the sequence of how I built this, I actually started with the legs. That's generally what I do because I like having a strong base for my statuesque figures. And then I built upwards. Oh, what was that? Whoa. Did you guys see that? I don't know if it's going to show up in the video or if my eyes are tripping. Yo, something weird just happened on the video. Like it bugged out, dude. Whoa. Anyway, so for this side, we're using 2 of the large Masterdominus legs. You can see there's one bent over here, there's one bent over here, and he has cool little bicep bend from the what is it? From the shoulder. Unfortunately, this, because of the 2 little tabs over here on Spindle, it cannot really move forward. Yeah. And also because of this portion in the back, it doesn't really sit flush, but that's fine. So this will basically have to be, well, this part and this part will have to act as our pivot points. And then we just bring down the spine over here. Then we have the Wingfinger head plugged into the Spindle spine. Boy, you know what? Early morning and I haven't had caffeine and I haven't had food. I can really tell that my system is really gummed up and is just kind of, I'm just not 100% right now. Yeah, definitely need some energy. Maybe I should go get a banana after this video. And then I've just plugged the Transmtuate head in over here. Doesn't really serve a function. Didn't really have any place to put it. And so, yeah, we just did that for that arm. The other arm is identical. As you can see, it's just the Spindle, or excuse me, the Tricranius large leg, the second one. And then we have the Wingfinger. Oh, maybe I didn't mention that over here. But yeah, we have the Wingfinger legs and the Masterdominus tusks acting like these kind of Unicron-esque spines hanging down from the side of the foot. And then from here, this one actually has a bit more of a bend. And this is the axe piece from Transmtuate. We have kind of like this dagger, short sword or whatever from the Spindle head. And on the side, we have the Masterdominus tusks with the Tricranius horns plugged in like that. Okay? So far, so good, right, class? Everything's kind of easy peas. Easy peasy lemon squeezy from the mighty Emgo. Yo, maybe I can convince homie to shout me out and stuff on his channel to be like, hey, big dog, show me some love, dude. Because I'm sure like both him and other folks with large audiences like PvP, like I wonder how many of them are into the stuff, what I do. And I don't think I'm any type of threat to them in terms of like taking their audience. But time is time, and so if they spend time watching my videos, maybe they won't watch theirs, and so perhaps that's not a really great ask, but I would love to get some type of additional exposure from them. And by the way, if you like what I do on this channel, other than like liking, watching, and stuff like that, a real big way to help me is actually if you're on any type of Transformers toy forums, or if you talk with people who know about this, or in any type of groups, if you would share my content, that's big. And I know that's a pretty big ask, you know, but if you feel like helping me, yeah, all of those things really contribute. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna have to start taking them apart, but this is the only section that doesn't abide by the whole splitting of the colors from one side to another. And it's because there's a certain functionality that's different in the Masterdominus legs that you see are on the side over here from the Tricranius legs. Yeah, the Masterdominus legs have one additional peg, which is a beautiful, beautiful addition to that piece that allows you to be kind of creative with it. And geez. And therefore, that's why you see the 2 Tricranius legs plugged into the dome. And that's why you have that. Rather it be gray and red. Okay? So, without further ado, let's see. This bit. This is just the Wingfinger torso, right? Plugged in together. And then we have the waist of the Tricranius figure holding the 2 biceps together. And then in the back, we have the buckler, and then we just have the tail plugged in over here from the Tricranius. Didn't really have anywhere else I could put them. But in terms of like how it slots into the bag, I think that's pretty clean, actually. You know, it's not too obtrusive, not too hateful, and I do like how the Wingfinger sits in the jaw cavity of the Spindle figure. But let me just remove that. So we're just looking at this. Now over here, this is just this is the combiner head introduced to us via Marclonus. That's the Tricranius head with the Wingfinger head tucked in. We have two of the Tricranius small legs and the Wingfinger spears plugged in right there. Okay, easy enough, right? Okay, now this is going to be perhaps the most complicated area, and let me see if I could just pry them apart. All right, all right. So the bottom of this, earlier I talked about, this is the what is it? I don't know if this is plugged in or not, or if that makes a difference. But we have the jaw of the Spindle figure, and if you don't own Spindle, that's the big difference between between Paleotrex and the Spindle figure is sorry guys, give me a second. All right, let me drink something. 1 second. All right, I drank a little bit of tea right now, and hopefully that'll change something, boy, because I'm running on fumes, empty. The big difference between this and the Paleotrex head is the P-Trex head does not have a removable top skull, whereas the Spindle's portion does. And so, yeah, this is the Spindle portion down over here. You know what? I'm realizing something. Where did I... Oh, okay. I'm hella dumb. I was like, yo, where's the Paleotrex face? And I was... Or not Paleotrex, Transmtuate head, and it's right there. And then, like I showed you earlier, like this might be my favorite part of the build. I know it's very strange, but we have the Masterdominus face with that beautiful, like, it looked like some type of like bionicle mask. And then we're plugging it in to that area and allowing that crest just to fit beautifully through the jaw. And I'm quite convinced that this is a play pattern that they had thought of before. And then we have the waist, the thigh hip connector, so to speak, of the Master D plugged into the top of the Spindle head. There was a lot of pieces of paper that I had to use because, I don't know, Masterdominus and Spindle, well, first of all, Spindle had horrible QC issues that you may even see over here where the wrists are just, you can see it right here, where the wrists are constantly popping out, the claws are constantly popping out of the wrists, and so many loose things that I've never done so much like do-it-yourself, like fix-it stuff on a figure, but Spindle, it was necessary. So in the middle over here, we have the Transmtuate dinosaur face, right? And if I can just pry this apart, okay, this is what it looks like. We have the Masterdominus leg, and I don't think I'm going to take this apart because there's pieces of paper and stuff like that, a bunch that are like holding things in place, okay? So just bear with me. This is the small Masterdominus leg, right? And then we have the Wingfinger forearm plugged in. There's a hole right on the side over there. And then in the fist of the Wingfinger, we're plugging in a Transmtuate hand. That Transmtuate hand is, you know what, maybe I can just pull it apart ever so gently. This is also a unique Masterdominus piece. This is the small appendage, and you're going to plug that into the thumb or heel or whatever you want, whatever you want to call it, into the Transmtuate thumb. Sorry about that, class. And then we are going to have the other claw, the thumb, plugged into the bottom of that wrist. And then so we're going for 2 points of connection. We're going to plug that into the wrist. And then we're going to plug this into the fist as I did it off camera. That's great. And then from there, you're going to take that peg and then you're going to plug it into the side of the dome. And these claws, the forearms, they're just going to hang down and they're not going to plug into anything, but it's kind of crazy. So see this space right over here? We're going to plug these two things into here. And as we do that, those bits are just going to rest behind that. That looks neat. That looks neat, Pete. See that? It looks like it's all plugged in, but it's not. They're just hanging there. And I wonder if I could get this to... No, I would spin it, then no. I would need this pivot to be facing the other way. But, hold on for a second. That means this entire bit would have to pivot out a little bit. This would have to arch out. No, it would have to do too much. No, that's all right. I'll just keep it as is. Or I may try to do this off camera, but I mean, it's fine. It's fine as is. And, uh-oh, I've angered the gods. Okay, here we go. There we go. Sorry, I keep pushing him off camera, I know. And then we're going to have the pegs from the heels pointing upward, and that's where we're going to be plugging in the arms. But before we do that, let's actually... you know, just out of, what is it? Out of habit, I was like, before we do that, let's all gather our hands together in prayer, because that's always what would happen at church. Like, before we do anything, it's like, okay, and then before, let's actually gather our hands in prayer. And so before we do all that, then we're going to plug everything in. Yeah, that's nice. And this kind of like threads between the feet. I mean, not really, but kind of does. And again, that Wingfinger head resting on the cavity of that jaw is oh so satisfying to me. We are going to get the legs. And I just swallowed a burp, and that did not feel good going down. Cool. He's coming together, Heather. I'm digging the weather outside. It's raining. I love rain. I love rain, sleet, snow, hail. I am just a big fan of cold weather in general. So, okay, the waist part came off. But let me try to get that back in there, Jer. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good, Elijah Wood. You guys know Elijah Wood? That was Frodo, right? And he was also in Sin City and I think Sin City. Yeah. And he was also in a bunch of other things. But yo, what's up with this foot or this shoulder not plugging in here properly? Okay. There we go, Johnny. And then you kind of clean them up afterward. I may have difficulty doing it on camera right now, but you kind of clean him up. And he looks something like that, Matt. Not cleaned up enough, obviously. But cool. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. And all right, guy, I get it. He wants to come apart. He doesn't want to hang out. I get it. But if you have these bits, definitely try it at home, even though he looks so raggedy right now. I feel like it's not appropriate, but yeah, you can do him justice when you make him at home. And for now, it's me just signing off. All right, I appreciate y'all's time. I thank you so much for contributing to the ad revenue. I know it sucks having to watch those ads and stuff, but thank you so much for watching that ad revenue. That money goes toward charitable places, so you're making a difference. So I appreciate it. Okay, have a lovely day, friends. Bye bye.